Alright, time to go over another magic set because why not? I missed the last one. Dominaria something something. I don't know. Dominaria again. Again. Now we're Dominaria again, but in the past this time, with the Brothers' War. Now, I'm actually, that was me sounding like I was complaining, but I'm actually not complaining because the only story I ever really cared about was Urza's story, and I love Urza. So I'm down for this set. Very down for flashbacky throwback sets. So let's go over it a bit. Now I'll quickly say, and spoilers, though I imagine most people have probably seen all these cards anyway, that they're doing just fine with their alternate borders, giving us the flashback treatments. But then also, we have these awesome Transformers cards, and then even better, Shattered Glass versions. Ooh, these are so pretty, and I need all of them. I really hate that they had to kill the Transformers card game for us to get these, though. Hmm. 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 Alright, the set itself. Some more boring lands. Though I do like this Blast Zone art. This thing looks like it was made for Tron. And this thing is very interesting. I don't know if this is good, but I like it. Because it's a mill. Hmm. That's pretty funny. Yeah, and I also really love the Phyrexian's art style, so there's going to be a lot of gushing over me really liking the art style in this set. Fair warning. Alright. Here, let me not forget this time and zoom in a bit. Yeah, I really like this. I mean, obviously this is more of like a commander card, and even then it's like, but I like it. This card is very cool. It's very strong, too. Just giving a whole bunch of stuff flash, including colorless spells, which is pretty interesting. Also very interesting, Wondrous Crucible. 7 mana, permanents you control have Ward 2. I like that. I really like Ward. At the beginning of your end step, mill 2, exile a non-land card at random from your graveyard, copy it, and then you get to cast the copy for free. So you just get a thing every turn. Sweet. Well, this was almost good until they standardized it. Yuck. Well, that seems pretty fun. Smelting Vat, 4 mana, pay 1, tap it, sack another artifact, reveal the top 8, put up to 2 non-creature artifact cards with total mana value equal to or less than the sacked cards onto the battlefield. Just ban your old useless 9-drop thing and get 2 random things off the top. Could be cool. Though when you're evaluating any artifact card, you can also assume in Commander it's, yeah, this is probably going infinite in some way, right? Or if not infinite, then some stupid shit. You can always find a way to get up to shenanigans. Machine God's effigy. Interesting. Now, this is very cool. This is some pseudo card draw support for white. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Just some classic Phyrexian art that I'm just gushing over. Well, I think this effect is like a little funny and a little much. I like this one. Just giving all your dudes tap to surveil 1. It's cute. Tawnos the Toymaker. 5-drop, 3/5. Whenever you cast a beast or bird creature, copy it, but it's a copied artifact. Cool. I like when they give like tiny little incentives to use weird and very specific creature types. It's always very fun to build around in some limited format or something. This, that's pretty nice. Tap to add X of one color where X is in your creature's engrave. I could use that in my Carador deck, I think. I think tapping for 10 mana sounds pretty good. Maybe 20 if I'm feeling exotic. Ooh, and speaking of my boy, here he is. Though I think there's like a couple of copies of these two in here, huh? So Urza, Chief Artificer, 3 and then Esper, 4/5, affinity for artifact creatures. Sweet. So you can make him down to a 3-drop, and if I'm correct, affinity works for commanders? You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I'm probably wrong. But then artifact creatures have menace. Menace is always fun. And at the beginning of your end step, you get the construct. Sick. That just seems like a solid commander. Yeah, solid card. And Mishra, Eminent one, 2, and then Grixis for a 5/4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of target non-creature artifact you control, but it becomes Mishra's War Form 4/4, and it's an artifact. Gains haste and you sack it. Probably some cute combo with that, but eh? Well, that's cute. I like them codifying size as being your stat line. That was a cool move. It just seems like a pretty solid card. Big old tank squadron. I like that. That seems like a very solid enchantment. Visions of Phyrexia, 2 and 2 red. Enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library you may play at this turn. And at the beginning of your end step, if you didn't play a card from exile this turn, you get a tapped Power Stone token. Yeah, because usually cards like these, they'll give you the option to play the thing, but then if you don't play the thing, that kind of just hoses you. So at least this one gives you something if you don't play it. That seems like it'll be a pretty diverse card, huh? X and it's super modal. We have a new 3-drop board wipe contender for red. Brotherhood's End. 1 and 2 red. Choose one. It deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. So Wrath of God exiles all the creatures, but this guy hits planeswalkers instead. Pretty solid. Or you can destroy all artifacts with mana cost 3 or less. Yeah, so unless graveyard decks are like a thing, doesn't this just like replace Wrath of God or Wrath of the Gods, whatever it is? Because I feel like this just replaces that, right? This guy seems kind of cool, but I think that mana cost might stop him from being anything exciting. Big old dragon. Kind of like a pseudo skull clamp. This card is very interesting. I'm sure many of you have already seen a Magic Aids video. I like these types of effects. This art is sick. Man, goddamn. Man, it's not a bad card either. Gix's Command, 3/2 black, sorcery, choose 2. Put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 creature, also gains lifelink. Destroy each creature with power 2 or less. That's not bad. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and each opponent sacks a creature with the highest power among creatures they control. This is a very good modal spell. There's been a lot of those in this set so far. And then Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor, 1 and 2 black, 3/3. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay a life. If they do, they draw a card. Nice, so this is like Edric? Is that the name of the one commander? But you have to pay a life for it? And then 4 triple black, discard X. Exile the top X card of target opponent's library. You may play lands and cast spells from among them without paying their mana cost. Unless I'm missing something, this guy seems kind of mid. And Diabolic Intent. This is very interesting that Magic has gotten to a point where this card comes to their standard formats and everyone's kind of like, meh. Very interesting that we're at that point in this card game. Kind of goes to show how fast it's sped up in the last couple of years, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Ashnod, Flesh Mechanist, 1-drop. And of course they had to make him cute. 1/1, Death Touch. Whenever they attack, you can sack another creature. If you do, you get a tapped Power Stone token. You can pay 5 to exile a creature card from your graveyard to make a tap 3/3 zombie. Kind of crap. This seems interesting. I don't 100%. Has Ankh been around before? Or is this also new? Because it sounds familiar. That looks really cool. Yeah, the art in this set has been like really fantastic. Ooh, the Temporal Anchor. 3 and 3 blue, legendary. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. And whenever you put cards on the bottom of your library through scrying, you exile the same number of cards, and during your turn, you can play cards exiled this way. So basically, all of your scryed cards that you don't pick go into exile instead, and then during your turn you can still play them. So all those one-drop scry spells are just like pretty freaking good with this guy on board. Nice. This guy's also cool. I really like cards that turn themselves into other things, even though it's kind of hard to keep track of sometimes in paper. Hold up. Is this like a new Snapcaster? I don't know if that's good, but it's interesting. 1 with the multiverse, 6 and 2 blue. You can check the top card of your library at any time. You can play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. And once during each of your turns, you can cast a spell from your hand or the top of your library without paying its mana cost. That's a cool addition to the lineup of high cost, big enchantment, your mind expands blue spells. Eh? I like this one. Because this one is relatively tame, all things considered. End turn. End it. This is a very specific card, but I look forward to people trying to make this work. Seems like a very interesting build around Commander. This is a pretty cool reference card, too. Seems like it'll annoy the shit out of people in Commander, though, eh? Making people sack down to 6 lands. Ooh, you're gonna make some enemies. Gonna make some enemies. But searching a Planeswalker is cool. I like group hug cards a lot, so seeing effects like this, I'm here for that. I'm here for that a lot. Ooh, Scholar of New Horizons. 2-drop, 1/1. Scholar of New Horizons ETBs with a 1/1, but you can tap and remove a counter from any permanent you control. Search your library for a Plains card and reveal it. If someone else controls more lands than you can put it onto the battlefield tapped. And if you don't put it onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. So this is more of that, like, make up the land difference cards, but I really like how you can remove any counter. Because that means you could potentially remove some negative counters. Merit Lodge, anyone? So isn't that banned in, like, everything? Alright. Pain lands. Nice. Okay, so Mishra, Tamer of the Makfawa. 3 black and a red, 4/4. Permanents you control have ward, sack a permanent. Damn, that is an aggressive ward. I like that a lot. And each artifact card in your graveyard is unearthed for 3. That seems like a very good card, eh? And then we got Urza, Prince of Krug. 2, a white and a blue. 2/3. Artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. It's cute, I guess. +2/+2 is a pretty big lord effect. Alright, okay. And then 6, create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control, but it becomes a 1/1. Saheeli, Filigree Master? Wait a minute. Are these new? Dog, there's so many versions of the Planeswalkers, I legitimately cannot tell you if these cards are new or not. Moving on. Alright. Got some really cool reprints. Very, yeah, these are all very, inspired by Da Vinci, but harkening back to that very early Dominaria age. So I'm going to need a lot of copies of these, eh? These are all very pretty. And a lot of good choices in here, too. Yeah, I really like this guy. Okay, I'm touching my screen so I don't lose the game. But you lose the game. Really like this. Gotta have Ornithopter. Gotta have the Bauble. Good to see the Amber, too. Man, these are all some pretty damn good reprints. Pretty happy with this. Unless they're locking it behind something stupid, in which case these cards will be expensive, in which case I won't be okay with it. But I'm just going to assume that it should be fine, right? And then we have them being reprinted in this border too. Alright. These lands, great. It's good to see that they're sticking with the full arts, because lands should be full art. For these two guys, since they do the whole meld thing, we'll hold off on looking on them until we get to their respective guys. Yodian Dissident, or Yoshin? 1 green, 1 white, 1/1. Whenever an artifact enters a battlefield under your control, you get a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, but that's not limited to once per turn. That's not bad. Stern Lesson, 2 colorless, a blue, draw 2, discard a card, make a tap Power Stone token. Seems like a pretty good pauper card for Mono Blue Tron, huh? And hell, speaking of Mono Blue Tron, let's just draw 2. Ooh, it's also another good pauper spell. Damn. Overwhelming Remorse, 4 and a black, cost 1 less for each creature card in your graveyard. So it's going to cost 1. Exile target creature or player. Or player. Exile target creature or planeswalker. That's a sick card. And I'm not going to do every single pauper card, otherwise I'd be staring at these commons for way too long. Yeah, it's also really cool to see, these old things, these old storylines playing out that we didn't really get to see a whole lot of. I mean, come on. If nothing else, we get sick art, cool lore out of this set. And I'm okay with that. Like this is a pretty damn big moment. And it's on an uncommon. Oh, sweet. Monastery Swiftspirit gets a reprint too. Disciples of Gix, 4, 2 black, 4/4. ETB, you Foolish Burial, 3 artifact cards. That's really cool. I love any type of Foolish Burial effect that is search your deck for card, put card in graveyard. So 3 artifacts at once is like kind of interesting. Not sure if it's super good. It's interesting. So I guess that's how Teferi got into the past. Kaya helped nudge his soul all the way back too. Cool. Though I'm kind of wondering how timey-wimey fucky-wucky the story gets, because I haven't taken a peek at that yet. So we got a Titania. Titania Voice of Gaia. 1, 2 green, 3/4 with reach. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, you gain 2. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 4 or more land cards in your graveyard, and you both own and control this card and Argoth, Sanctum of Nature, exile them and meld them into Titania Gaia Incarnate. So let's look at the tree. And here's Argoth, Sanctum of Nature. So ETB's tapped unless you control a legendary green creature. Kind of specific, but I understand. Add 1 green, and then you can pay 2 double green tap to create a 2/2 bear, and then mill 3. Cool. And then these 2 fusion Ha into Titania Gaia Incarnate. Legendary creature, elemental avatar. Vigilance, reach, trample, haste. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Makes sense. And when it enters the battlefield, return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. And then 3 colors and a green to put 4 counters on a land, and it becomes a creature with haste. Seems like a fun little thing to do. Alright, so we've got Mishra, claimed by Gix. So 2 mana, black and a red, 3/5. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X, and you gain X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. And if it and the Dragon Engine are attacking, and you both own and control them, you meld them into the big fucker. So to go back to the Dragon Engine, 3 colorless, 2/2, double strike. Though with how sizably big he is, I don't know how he's only a 2/2. When Phyrexian Dragon Engine enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you can discard your hand and draw 3. And unearth for 5. Almost seems like a Hollow One card, in a way. And then those 2 fuckers fuse into this. Mishra, Lost to Phyrexia. So 9/9, when it enters a battlefield or attacks, choose 3. Make your opponent discard 2. You can deal 3 to any target, pop an artifact or planeswalker, give all your dudes menace and trample, give all of your opponent's dudes -1/-1, or get 2 Power Stone tokens tapped. That is a cool ass boss monster, and I think I want to make it. This is a cool little increase your sources of damage by 1 enchantment. I like those. And this guy's pretty good too. Pretty cool tech. It's got a taxes effect, and then when he dies, you get to return a thing to the graveyard from the battlefield. Alright, of course, gotta have another Teferi. So 3 mana, 2 blue, 4 loyalty. Whenever you draw a card, he gets a loyalty counter. Alright, so that man's just gonna have infinite counters, huh? 0 to draw 1. -2 to get a 2/2 spirit with vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, it gets a counter. Damn. That's already pretty damn good. And then -12. Target opponent chooses a permanent they control and return it to their hand. Then, they shuffle each non-land permanent they control into their library. So you nope the shit out of someone. Gotcha. So it seems like a very, very strong card. Then we got Awaken the Woods, X double green sorcery, where you get X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens. That's very cool. And then I missed this. 5 mana, Platoon Dispensary, artifact. 4/6. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more other creatures, draw a card. Not bad. 3 and a white to create a 1/1 soldier. And then unearth for 4. Alright. So this is quite literally a factory on legs. Cool. Then, of course, you gotta have the boy. Urza, Lord Protector. 1 white and a blue, 2/4. Artifact, instants, and sorceries cost 1 less. Cost reduction's dope. And 7, if you both own him and the Might Stone and Weak Stone, you gonna merge them. And the Might and Weak Stone, 5 mana, legendary artifact. When it ETBs, you can either draw 2 or give something -5/-5. And then you tapped, add double colorless for only artifacts. Makes sense. Pretty fine. Kind of a weak ETB, like I don't... Like the 5/5 seems like a desperation choice. Like if you're paying 5 mana, you should at least draw 2 cards. What do I know? But let's see what they meld into. Urza, Planeswalker. You may activate the loyalty abilities of him twice each turn, and he starts with 7. So +2, artifact, instant, and sorceries cost 2 less, so an evolution from his front side, and you gain 2 life. Okay. +1 to draw 2 and then discard. 0 to make 2 1/1s. -3 to exile a non-land. And -10 to make artifacts and planeswalkers you control gain indestructible until the end of the turn, and then you pop everything. Yeah, that's sick as shit. Like, Urza's like my favorite boy, so to finally get him in like full proper card glory is like nice. And no, his broken doo-doo caca Modern Horizons version doesn't count. So all in all, yeah, this set gets like every thumb I own and don't own up. I am so freaking down for this set. I won't actually, buy sealed product because that's a freaking waste of money. But I'll probably order a metric shit ton of singles just for the art and lore. Keep it up.